2016 because Alonso and Azpilicueta just scored. Welcome back to another match review. This is Chelsea 2, Burnley 0, and oh my god, it feels so good to be a Chelsea fan right now and to get a win. I know that we won against Fulham, but it just wasn't like that convincing. It was a really late win and the team performance wasn't great, so I'm just really happy that we have a convincing win. I think that we were going to win this game and we kept a clean sheet, team looked good, and you have some unusual goal scores on the team sheet. So it was a very interesting game. Let's get right into it. When the starting 11 was announced, I was honestly surprised because there were a lot of players that I didn't expect to be on there. I really wasn't expecting Kovacic and Jorginho to both start. Again, I did think that Tuchel was going to change it up a little bit more than that, but I can understand why he played the system that he did. But I was just surprised to see them playing because I felt that he might try to put somebody else in that midfield. But I do think once N'Golo Kante is fit, we'll probably see something different. I don't know if it will be the same formation or a different one, but I do think that we're gonna see N'Golo Kante slip in there. But it just felt like such a throwback. You know, you have Rudiger starting, Azpilicueta as a center back, then Alonso's there, Jorginho, Kovacic. It just was like, it was a really weird feeling, and I was like, I really hope that this goes the right way because it could either be a masterclass or a disaster class. Like, I didn't see it going any other way. Looking at the first half, I thought that Chelsea played okay. I didn't think that it was anything to write home about. That they were pretty good on the ball, but lacking that pass in the final third, lacking that shot in the final third. Chelsea just did not look clinical in my opinion. And I was praying that it was not a case of Chelsea not taking their chances, conceding a silly goal, and then trying to play catch up against a low block side. I was really hoping that that was not the case. And then comes Cesar Azpilicueta, like one of my favorite Chelsea players of all time. Anybody who knows me knows how much I adore this man. I just was so proud of him. He scored a beautiful goal, beautiful, and the run that he had to make in order to get into that goal scoring position was just incredible. And it was an incredible finish. You know, a lot of people are saying that he's done. He's not done. He's 31, but look how fast he ran. Look, I just love how much like passion and energy that he puts into every single performance. He's just one of the greatest Chelsea players in my opinion. Honestly, Chelsea legend for me. And I almost started crying, honestly. I was tearing because I was so happy for him that he scored. And you know, if there's anybody who's going to score the first goal under Thomas Tuchel, the captain, Azpilicueta. It was just written in the stars, honestly. Very, very happy for him. So going into the second half, I think that Chelsea looked a lot calmer now that they already had that goal under their belt. I think in the first half that they looked good, but they just looked a little bit too eager. It looked like the players were really trying to impress Tuchel and not everything came off, and it was just, everything was happening a little bit too fast for me. So I liked in the second half that I think the goal really calmed nerves a bit. I was like, okay, we already have a goal, that's fine, but now let's try to get a second one. So I thought that the team as a whole played a lot better in the second half compared to the first half. And you know, we were knocking, we kept going. I thought that Callum Hudson-Odoi was absolutely brilliant on that right hand side. He really demolished it. I feel really bad for their left back because he was just getting in such trouble. Honestly, Callum Hudson-Odoi was phenomenal yet again, and this could be a real turning point in his career. Honestly, I think that we're going to start seeing the best out of Callum Hudson-Odoi. And then comes the second goal. I couldn't believe it. Of course, it had to be Marcos Alonso. Like, you knew that he was either going to have like a bad game, like a really bad game, or an incredible game. I just felt like it had to be one or the other. And of course, what a goal, what a goal. The man can score. He's an incredible goal scorer. We have to give it to him. Like, that was insane. And really, Tuchel's risk of playing Marcos Alonso played off, because I don't think that Chilwell would have scored that goal. So massive credit to Marcos Alonso, and now he's found himself back in the side. It's really interesting because I feel like a lot of players that were out of Chelsea's team under Lampard have now found their feet again under Tuchel. Jorginho, Kovacic was playing, but not that much. Rudiger, Alonso now finds himself back. And then we have other players that were playing a lot under Lampard that now may find it difficult to get game time, like Pulisic. I don't know where he would necessarily fit in. He hasn't been starting games. He's been coming off of the bench. Reece James as well hasn't been starting games because Callum has been playing as a right wing back. It seems that Mount and Havertz aren't necessarily playing together. It's a real stumper, honestly. It's going to be a lot of competition for spots, but I do think that Tuchel is going to change around the formation. I don't know if we're necessarily always going to see this 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-1-2 formation in the future, so it'll be interesting to see that. But I do think that a little bit of competition never hurt anybody, but I do get a little bit worried if we see like consistently in the long run that somebody like Reece James isn't starting. So I just wanted to touch, say a couple of words on each player. Mendy didn't have all that much to do today. Honestly, wasn't really bothered. He did have like an incredibly risky pass that he was very lucky did not find. I think it actually did find a Burnley member, but he didn't get a shot off in the end. But other than that, another clean sheet for Mendy, and I think that those mistakes are bound to happen, and hopefully he can iron them out. Callum Hudson-Odoi looked absolutely phenomenal again at right wing back. I honestly would never have thought to put him in that position, but it really is paying off for Tuchel, and it looks like like I said, it looks like we're getting the best of Callum Hudson-Odoi, and he just looks so strong on the ball. He was unlucky not to score. It was like a weird deflection, but it almost went into the back of the net, and I really would have loved for Callum to score, but I know that it's coming. Thiago Silva, brilliant performance again, always putting his body on the line, which I really love. He's always getting into those positions, reads the game really well. You would never know that he's 36, never. I just think he looks absolutely brilliant. Rudiger, I didn't think he had any glaring mistakes. I really don't have that much to say about him because I was paying more attention to the attacking players. Marcos Alonso, I didn't think he was the best defensively. He didn't really have that much to do either, but what a golazo. What a golazo. So massive props to Marcos Alonso. Credit where credit is due. I thought in the first half Jorginho looked okay. I didn't think he looked great. He tried a couple of balls over the top of the pitch, but I didn't feel that he was really consistently doing that. And then in the second half, I thought that he really turned it around. He's a very specific player, so when you play to his strengths, he can be very useful, but when you don't, he can be a bit of a liability. So I thought that in the second half, he was actually moving the ball forward, progressing it, and that's what I wanted to see from him. I want to see that link up between the defense and the attack and just progressing the ball, finding those passes in between the lines, and I thought that he did that really well in the second half, and it came together a little bit better for him. I thought that Kovacic also looked really good. He was starting to make those runs again from the midfield to the attack, which is something that I don't feel like we've really seen from him all season. So he looks to be getting back to his best self, so I was happy to see that. That he was pretty good. Needs to work on his shooting technique. It's just one of those things. I know he's not a goal scorer, but just get a shot on target at least. In my opinion, I don't know. I thought that Mason Mount had a really good game. Honestly, very, very impressed with him. He's making that 180 turn of his just a trademark staple. He looks really good in tight spaces. He does need to work on his shooting technique. We know that he has a good shot in him, but I expected a little bit more from him in this game, and his shots should have at least been on target, and they weren't. But overall, I thought that Mason Mount contributed a lot to this game, and he needs to be a starter. He just needs to be. If he's this good at 22, just imagine how good he's going to be in 2 years, honestly. He's just such a talented player. No other words. Timo Werner still looks really down on confidence. He, at some points, looked like he was passing the ball to Nick Pope instead of tried to take a shot, and it just is a reminder of how much he's lacking confidence right now, because I feel like in the beginning of the season he would have pounded those shots in and definitely scored, and then we saw that he had one where he couldn't get the ball like under his feet and it kind of just fell weird, and then he was not taking strong shots and just kind of passing, and overall didn't think it was the best game from Timo Werner. He's getting into better positions, but I think he just really needs that goal to end his goal drought and try to get out of his head. I think like once he gets that goal, he can start to build off of it, but until then it's just like waiting and waiting for Timo to get out of his goal drought, but I'm sure that he's going to do it. And then finally, what a bold move from Tuchel to take Tammy off at halftime. And let's be real, Tammy was not playing good. He was not. And I actually really like that from Tuchel, because something that I didn't like about Lampard was that he would often wait until like the 70th minute or 75th minute to make a substitution, and then you don't give your substitutes enough time to make a difference on the game. So I really liked that Tuchel noticed that Tammy wasn't playing well. It was ruthless from him, absolutely ruthless. But I liked that, and I liked that he gave Pulisic a good 45 minutes to try to affect the game. Thought Pulisic was okay, wasn't great. He almost had a couple of shots, like just needs to get them on. It's going to happen. He's going to find form. I'm confident because I'm a big fan of Pulisic again, but I'm sure that Christian Pulisic is going to come good for Chelsea. He's getting into the right positions, which is half of the battle. So now he just needs to get his shooting boots on and get some more accuracy and pace into those shots. So overall, I'm happy. It feels really good to be happy after a Chelsea game, after I look forward to it all weekend, and we won. So it feels really good. The future is bright now. Onto that Tottenham game. Very excited for that one as well. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop me a like. It really does a lot for me. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that helps me out so much. So thanks so much for watching this video, and until the next time, I'm out.